Hi. Hi, all. This is
Well,
oh, go ahead, Susan.
welcome to Virtual Newsmakers. This is our start, launch, kickoff, our first show that we're going to be doing. We're going to be running a weekly show, Debbie Ellickson and myself, bringing virtual newsmakers to you. And we want to kind of define really quickly what virtual newsmakers means. We're living in an age where we're in transition between a traditional media and into all kinds of new media and communications tools and opportunities. And some people are taking this to the next level. So we're going to be highlighting everyday people who are who are bridging traditional media and starting to use some of these new media communications tools. What are you anything to add to that, Debbie?
I think that's exactly what it is. We're going to be bringing in great guests like the one we have today, and who have dabbled in both sides and who are using these tools to enhance what their business or as a profession.
Great. So today we have Chris Yates with us, and I'm going to have Debbie introduce him to everybody because he's a terrific fellow, and I'm very excited to be featuring him today.
Well, Chris and I have a very similar background in the sense that we've both been in sports, but he is a master storyteller, and he does a lot of work on the social media platforms. He's got over 20 years of broadcast experience, and from both sides of the camera. He's also an Emmy Award winner, and he's worked with Fox for 12 years. He's covered the Super Bowl, the Masters, the NBA Finals, the Daytona 500, and also has worked with many corporations and products, and I'm sure his resume is a mile long. He's got a very creative approach to video production, and you need to check out his channel. I'll let him talk a little more about that channel, but he has even interviewed the Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
So Chris, welcome to our show. We're so
awesome.
excited
Now,
to have you.
you only want to have one show on Google, right? Because I'm going to completely ruin this show. So you'll never have another one after me. No, I appreciate y'all having me on.
So let me ask you this: have you made the full shift from traditional broadcast media to webcasting, or are you balancing between the two? Tell us a little bit about that.
Great question. 100%. Yes. So I started in 1989, public access television. You'll remember Wayne's World. I did that in college. It was a horrible, horrible experience. I was awful, but I loved it. So started right out of college. Just started working in TV and worked everywhere. ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. Did that from 89 to 07. And in 07, I came up with an idea that I pitched to Budweiser. It was called Bud Light's Ultimate Tailgater. So I was told my mom that drinking beer and watching football was a career choice I made in college, and it would pay off.
Hey.
So convinced them that was a good idea. Now, at the time, I was still naive on this social media stuff, I'll be honest. So what I decided to do was hedge my bet, okay? So we created a 30-minute TV show that aired on Fox Sports Southwest, bought the airtime, and produced it on there, and traveled to all these football stadiums and did all these videos and interviewed all these crazy fans and featured the fans on who's the craziest tailgater. Well, at the time, everybody kept, after a while, they all started watching and talking about it, and every week they're like, man, your show is great. I'm like, awesome, I'm glad you watch it on Fox. They're like, we didn't know it was on TV. I kept getting that over and over. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know it's on TV? Well, we've never seen it. I'm like, well, where are you watching this stuff? Oh, we see it on YouTube and Facebook and all these places. I'm like, So after a while, I started realizing that there's a business here. really, this whole thing is going this way. The TV viewership was dying. We were losing viewers, and everybody's going online. So the next year, I completely shifted the entire focus just to be strictly online, and we've taken off ever since. The greatest thing is, on that program, we were competing. We ended up entering it for an Emmy Award. We were competing against Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, and we were the online deal, and we beat them all. So it goes to show you that it really doesn't matter what station you're on. It matters how you put stuff together. You know, there's no definition anymore. I know you're going to ask some more questions about that, and I'll talk about that as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, when you think about it from that perspective, anybody with talent and an idea, I mean, can they start a show, or do you think there needs to be that background? Do you think that's an advantage for you? Tell us a little bit about that.
For me personally, absolutely an advantage. Do people need it? No, I don't think so. I think if you're talented, it really doesn't matter where you're doing it. Look, people say, oh my gosh, you're a social media expert. I am nothing like that. I'm no expert. All I've done is change my channel. Okay? I'm doing the same stuff. I'm creating content, but instead of putting it on TV, I put it online. Nothing has changed for me. It's all about storytelling. I always tell people, how did you figure this out? I didn't figure out anything. I stuck to what I've always done, telling stories. They've been doing this. They've had faith. Everyone thinks Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook. He didn't create Facebook. Cavemen created Facebook in the days when they were drawing, and they would say, "Hey, write my Facebook wall." You know, they had walls back then. So it's irrelevant. Technology is the only thing that's changing, and it's changing at such a fast pace. So I focus on stories and ideas and concepts.
I love that because, you know, I really see so many possibilities, and I teach people how to tell stories using the various platforms. And so I am so on board with what you're saying about that, because I don't think that they realize, I mean, you're right. So all the way back to caveman, we've been telling stories. And even, like, they'd use the fire and then do shadow puppets and stuff like that.
I know.
You know, so, I mean, I think that was in Plato.
Yeah, and we're going backwards too. Everyone's on looking at videos and photos and all that stuff. So it's kind of going that way again.
Yeah, that's really cool. Tell us about your experience at South by Southwest and interviewing Grumpy Cat. I'm curious.
So South by Southwest, I go every year. This is my 5th year in a row, and go down there and I'll do stuff for I don't know, Chevy. We did stuff for Verizon. We do all these brands and do all these cool things. Chevy, and I'm trying to think who else we did. We do these stories on all these major brands. So someone says, hey, I know you do these big brands, but do you want to do a cat? I'm like, I'm not doing this. Cat? I got ethics. I have morals. I'm not doing some silly cat, okay? I do bigger things than that. And they said, well, have you seen the line over there? And I look at the line, and there is a line 3 blocks long to get a picture with this freaking silly Grumpy Cat. So I walk over there, and I'm like, what are you people waiting for? They're like, it's Grumpy Cat. And I just started looking at all the people, how excited they were, and all the views on YouTube, and all of a sudden this SUV pulls up with security, and I think it's the president, and it's freaking Grumpy Cat. So they bring in Grumpy Cat, and I'm standing there, and they're like, oh, are you the one that gets the exclusive first interview? And I just think for a second, I'm like, yes, I am. And I'm so excited. And I love Grumpy Cat. So they escorted me in, and I got the first interview with Grumpy Cat and Mashable. So I love Grumpy Cat now.
Grumpy Cat is a total rock star. I think your next steps would probably be overly attached girlfriend would be good.
There you go. You know, hey, look, you just got to follow what the people want.
Yeah, okay? Yeah.
We're here to entertain. We're here to create. So if viewers and the audience is into something, you know, and you have the opportunity to cover it, you got to do it. Right. I am not here just to tell people what I believe. I'm here to give them what they want, and that has benefited me over the years, always creating stuff that the viewers want. So I always think that way.
Well, I think what it is Grumpy Cat and overly attached girlfriend, they're normal, regular people telling stories in a really fun way that just takes off. So it goes right back to that, you know, who's got the talent in telling a great story. So I love that.
That was fun.
With that in mind, though, Chris, you know, even though it's an online medium, it doesn't throw journalism out the window, does it? there's this. I'd like you to talk about some of the persona of how even mainstream journalism or mainstream outlets seem to think that if you have a web show, it isn't as doesn't have the same journalistic value, just like the blogger doesn't have the same journalistic value as a newspaper. Well, I challenge everybody to turn on the other stations this week to see what's been happening with the Boston Marathon and all the, I don't even know how you describe what's been going on in journalism this week. What are your thoughts on that? And I want you to play the case for online journalism as well.
That's to say that it's not as good and all that's a bunch of baloney. I don't care what the station is. Now, obviously, there are, if you do percentage-wise, there are more talented people. They have the journalism background, they have the experience. They're on those stations for a reason. But there are extremely talented people that I've met online that are, look, I have over 25 years in journalism. I have a journalism degree, and I'm doing online stuff. So to categorize that and do a broad stroke about it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But there are some goofballs on here too. But I will say this: there's some goofballs on TV. So it doesn't really matter. I go case by case. I go by what I'm experiencing, and the people I'm interacting with are very talented and very unique out here.
Mm-hmm. It's actually, this week has been really interesting because watching how this whole thing has played out has almost required the citizen journalist to step in and be part of this process. Apparently, the major images that came through that enabled them to identify the suspects was from a guy who just happened to be there photographing from Florida, and he was photographing, and he submitted he saw the white cap on social media or online or on media somehow, and he went through his pictures, I think, and saw the white cap, and he was able to give them a clearer picture. So it's really interesting how maybe not everybody's a professional camera person or photographer, but there's a place for the everyday citizen journalist to play a part in this. How do you see this shift?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I still use a professional video guy when I do my stuff, okay? So I do it, but I'm out, like, here's a good example. So I'm doing some stuff for a Lone Star Park, a bunch of horse racing stuff, and I've got my professional guy to do the in-depth, the interviews and all that. But the speed and the quickness and the timeliness. So when we're out at the event and we want up-to-date stuff and we want to get it out quickly, I use my iPhone. And I've got my professional guy there. So, and I've actually been interviewed. I'm interviewed in a book on is there an advantage to not do professional editing and professional video? And I explained it to him this way. The professional editing and all that is fantastic, but it's very time consuming. I'll go do a story and I'll come back, we'll log it, we'll edit it. You're talking anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to do 60 seconds, okay? Well, right. You know what? If I need something timely and it's happening right there at that moment, I think the iPhone or whatever type of mobile phone is actually better. To me, I know how to shoot it, I know how to get a quick interview, and I can upload it instantly. To me, that's where they can win. That's where the average person can beat the big stations because it takes them too long. You know? Yeah. You want to. When you say, how can you compete with them? Our camera and our editing equipment in the old days, it would have cost me about $85,000 to get a company up and running. I started my company with $1,500. Our camera was our editing software was like $1,000, and we bought a camera for $500. So in the old days, I couldn't have done that. But right now, the technology and our cameras right now are better than what the top 5 market in TV uses. It's high definition, and we've got better equipment than Fox Television here in Dallas.
That's like completely amazing. Yeah, no,
the quality is better than theirs. Yeah. That's because they can't change all the cameras around. Because they've already invested years and years in that stuff.
Wow. You know what's amazing? So basically what you're saying is that there's a place for the in the moment and relevant and raw, which I call raw porting. There's actually an app for that called Raw Porter. Take a look at it if you haven't seen it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all these darn apps. I do Video, Tout, and Vine and all that stuff, or I'll just shoot it in my phone. But I'll definitely check that out. And a lot of times, just because I've done this so long, I've been an editor, a producer, a reporter, an anchor. I visually can see something, and I could pretty much shoot it in my phone, where it's almost edited within the phone. It's all about steady shots, getting the shots. Don't be all shaky. Trying to get the shots, not too much traffic. So if you can get that, you can do as good a quality. I actually edited a story in my phone. We were still doing stuff for Fox Sports television, and we aired a piece from my phone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, John Butterall told me about, it's called HT Video Pro, is another iPhone application, HT Video Pro, and it enables you to edit straight from your phone as well. So that might be worth looking into if you haven't seen that yet either.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's another thing I love about this is we're able to all be resources for each other, and I want to make sure that during these shows we're giving some fun tips and ways people can actually really, step into this world and not be too afraid of it. Bridget.
Right. Okay, I'll give them a tip then. I'll give them a tip. People always ask, what would be your biggest tip on video? And I always say the same thing, and people are shocked by this. The most important part about video is not video. Not video at all.
What is it?
It's audio. It's audio.
Ah, yeah.
If you have bad audio and your video is great, you're dead. If you've got bad video but great audio, I can play with that. You can use photos, or you can use graphs or whatever. But if you have bad audio, you're toast. So I always focus on the audio. So people say, well, I'm not a professional. I'm at a big event. Okay. If you're at a big event, pull someone off to the side away from the crowd. Try and get them as close possible as you can. I've got an example here of an iPhone. This is an iRig microphone plugs right into your phone. So
awesome.
Get that, and it plugs right into your phone, and that gets your audio perfect. Then the second one is lighting. Well, people say, well, I don't have professional lighting. Well, then don't film someone and have the sun pointing at the camera, or make sure the sun or natural lighting is hitting their face. So those are the two easy steps that I would recommend.
So do they need to practice this in advance, do you think, or do you think some people just have on-camera talent right off the bat, or what is your thought there?
Look, if someone wants to see me at my worst, go to Huddle Productions YouTube channel, and you can see my first on-air experience ever. I put that up there because I show how crappy I was. And the reason I do that is I tell people, they say, well, I'm not very good. I said, well, actually, you are horrible. You suck on camera. So I tell them, you know what, suck early and suck often and suck all the time. Get it out of the way. People are too scared and they won't just do it. My thing is, you're going to be bad, so get it out of the way and keep doing it, and you will improve.
Can I quote you on that?
Absolutely.
I think that'll make an interesting Twitter conversation.
Absolutely. You're going to suck, so suck often and suck early. So and get it out of the way. So that's what I did, and you can see it. I'll share the link here on the chat. I know other people can't see, but then you can share it out later.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll get that up.
Yeah, no, I'd love to share that, because I think that's probably a barrier, is people feel an initial camera shyness. And I think that happens a lot with Google Plus Hangouts. I'm teaching a class right now, and the biggest barrier was getting them used to the technology. And these are new media students at the Academy of Art University, San Francisco. They are super talented. They're very familiar with technology. And yet, at the same time, I'm trying to push them to seize the opportunity to learn how to use these tools and work virtually as a team. And the biggest barrier, I think, for them has been, one, learning the technology, and then allowing themselves to get past their own camera shyness. And it's...
Yeah, that's how to do it. That's the only way, over and over and over and over and over, repetitive. And just to practice in front of a mirror, they say that and all that. That's good for you. You've got to interact with people and do it.
I
You know?
always tell my clients to just do 60 videos as fast as you can,
Oh
and by
my
next
God.
week I want to see 5 of your top 60 videos, and they all freak at the idea, and I'm like, look, take 1 minute. It should take you like half a, maybe 2 to 3 minutes to do each one. Find your bad ones, delete them out, and show me 5 next week. And they have a heart attack, but it gets them over that barrier of of dealing with that camera shyness, and how to and just the luxury we have today of being able to delete footage and only put out there what we want to.
Yeah,
So.
there's my link right there. I don't know if we can run it right now. I guess we can show YouTube videos on here, right?
We can, but what I'm concerned about, one, is time. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to add it to our event.
Yeah, do that.
And also us all falling off due to bandwidth issues.
Okay.
I'd prefer not to have that happen.
Yeah, no problem. Well, there's the link. You can share that, and
thank you.
I
will.
And it's a fun one. It's a funny piece.
Okay, so we're going to show Chris at his worst. Is there
Yes.
a Chris at his best?
Yeah, it's I've got that as well. That's a good. Yeah. Why do I just dog myself? That's good. I like that.
Yeah. I like Chris at his worst and Chris at his best,
Okay,
before and after.
Before and after. Oh, that's a good idea. I should put them back to back or something.
Yeah, and that would be a great tool for people to see. That's what we're looking to do, is
When I
create
speak a lot,
tools.
I show it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, when I speak a lot, I show the horrible part too.
That's awesome. No, I think that's another thing, is the ability to be real with this. I think is really critical now. There's a lot of people that are making it because they're being real. So anyway, just to kind of sum this up, if we had to challenge people this week to come up with something out of the box they could do to step into this realm, can you think of a challenge we could all do together and then have other people do that might get them engaged after this show to actually do something about this? What would it be?
I think the easiest thing is this. Go interview somebody else. Go to a Starbucks. Go to interview a friend. Instead of putting the pressure just on yourself sitting there doing a video about yourself, I always tell people, do it on somebody else. Most of my videos aren't about me. I don't blog about me. I blog about others. I talk about others. I find interesting people and do content around that. So when you do that, the pressure's off you there, A. And then B, you get to meet a lot of great people. Plus, nobody wants to hear me talk all the time, you know. Although I do a lot. I do a lot of talking. You know, my wife says all the time, how do you get these great interviews? I say, honey, I've been married 13 years. And I say, look, I just listen. She goes, you never listen to me. I said, well, get a freaking camera in the house. I'll listen to you all day long, you know. It's about focusing on the people, interviewing them, listening, and hearing their story. So don't think that you've got to come up with this. That's the other thing too. People think that, oh God, I don't want to do a video because it's got to be perfect, or this blog has to be perfect. No, just freaking post the thing. Stop saving it and going back and rewriting it. Write something and publish. Hit the publish button or upload button with video. Don't be timid. Start posting and just keep doing it.
So don't be timid. Start posting. Do it. Just do it, right?
Don't overanalyze. People overanalyze their videos. They're like, well, that's not good enough. Just post a darn thing.
How long do you think an engaging video, like a quick engaging video, could be for someone?
I wouldn't go over 90 seconds. And you people are not, you're not Spielberg, so maybe less than 60.
Okay, so a minute long. That's actually good. I actually tell people
60 or less is really where I like to be. If it's a really in-depth story, sometimes I go 215, 220, but no way, no how. At 5 minutes, do you realize the average viewer, at 5 minutes, 90% of them are already gone?
Yeah, no, I've heard that before. In fact, I've heard that they're gone after 45 seconds. So.
Well, I've heard this before. You know, look, I love the Lord. I love God. I love Jesus. So even if I saw a video on YouTube that said Jesus is coming down and it said 8 minutes, I probably wouldn't click it because, you know, that's just too much time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the time, even if you look at the time, that's the key. People are going to look at that. They're not going to even click it if they see it's too long. So
That's true.
if you're too long right there, they're already not clicking it.
That's true.
It's interesting. Joel Osteen is down here in Florida this week in Miami. And
Oh, yeah.
he was talking about his beginnings, and he started off in behind the scenes production and got dragged kicking and screaming into ministry. And when he finally, after many times of his father asking him to step up to the plate and you know, give a message, a sermon, he finally agreed to do it. And it was, I saw him speak last night. He said that it was the last week of his dad's life.
Oh,
and
wow.
his whole life has changed since he stepped up to the plate and just started doing it. So I like that challenge. I think that's really cool. I'm going to interview someone this week. How about you, Debbie?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely going to
Y'all
do that.
just did it.
Do
You
what?
interviewed me.
Yeah.
You already did.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
true. We did.
Way to go. You're
Yeah,
done.
but
You got the weekend off.
I'm gonna step it up and get extra credit and interview someone else.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
what's your big your next big show, Chris?
Well, you know, I've got a lot going right now. We do Bud Light bands, country music, so we interview them. We'll do some hangouts with them, do horse racing, and we're going to be doing some stuff with Verizon. A lot of baseball, all kinds of stuff. So it's all good. Still sports, a lot of entertainment stuff, music, entertainment, things like that.
It's hard
So
to leave that sports thing alone, isn't it?
It is tough. It's fun though. You know, it's great storytelling too. You know,
Yes.
you know, sports really is it's the
Metaphor
same as
for life.
you
It's a
need
metaphor
leaders,
for life.
there's ups and downs. There's, you know, moments of greatness, sadness. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in sports.
Leadership opportunities and all kinds of things, inspiring moments and
Absolutely.
everything. Yeah, that's really cool. So, how do people find you if they want to know more about what you're doing?
Google me. I'm
Google
everywhere.
you.
Google Chris Yates Dallas out of Dallas, and you'll find me everywhere. Anything you need to know about me. I feed that beast, man. Google is a beast, and I love it. And I feed it food every day. That's why video content's so important. It gets viewed 3 to 4 times more likely than text. That's another reason to do video.
So that's another great tip. Feed the beast every day. My clients think I'm nuts because I'm like, it's all about content and how much you put in. And
feed this beast, man. I love it.
Every day. Okay, good. This is great. Well, thank you so much. We are going to quickly reveal, we haven't told anyone yet, but we're very excited to be interviewing Chris Brogan next week.
Yes.
And we're going to
be... You're taking a step up now.
Chris and Chris. Hey.
I was a warm-up act.
You were.
So we're revealing that right now. We're very excited about it. He is actually going to talk about the importance of being real online and how to deal with when you need to kind of shut it down from time to time. And he's working with entrepreneurs now to help them make this shift into online media. So we're super excited to have him on. He's really just such a terrific person, and we're just beyond ourselves excited.
Cool. I've met him a few times myself. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to round out our show and wish everybody a happy weekend. It's Friday. And Chris, we'll have you back sometime soon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
It was wonderful to have you.
And if you all are interested in new topics for Virtual Newsmakers, please let us know. Or if you know of a Virtual Newsmaker, we are open to ideas. We're booked up through mid-June, but we're filling out our schedule currently. So anyway, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.